Good kill!
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to episode 2 of The Merge. I'm your host, Moltar, and today's episode features Warthogs versus 100 Kiev. The stage is Cosmic Doubloon, who we're going to be riding along with his wingman Shin in the south, acting as a 2-ship, with another 2-ship up north. Cosmic and Shin are going to be taking on a 2-ship from 100 Kiev. But before we get into the action, let's take a second and check out our sponsors. This episode of SATAL, The Merge, is brought to you by Thrustmaster and the amazing aviation gear that they have on offer. If you guys aren't familiar with Thrustmaster, want to check out the products that they have, including that awesome F-18 Hornet stick, check out their links in the description.
And Fox 3, gonna start going right.
Okay.
Yeah, he fired. Braking right.
Alright, I'm engaging the other guy. Fox 3. And defending, that looks like an ET out on me.
You seeing one dude here? Oh no. Got both targets tracked. Launching one Phoenix.
Okay, now they fired a radar.
Keep it, Jungle, keep it.
Defending.
They fired at us. Alright, firing the second one.
Alright, can you turn hot, Shin?
Split S, Jungle, split S.
Turning
Jungle, split S.
He's fired, go defensive.
Fox 1.
That's on me, going defensive.
Fox 3. Still on the right one.
Yeah, I'm on the left guy. Ah, he botched my shot. The guy on the right is jamming.
I'm jamming.
Yeah, I think we're still ahead of you.
Yeah, we are.
I lost the left guy, he's notched.
Coming back round.
Okay.
Your guy looks like he's cold.
Yeah, he is cold.
Okay, I don't know where you are, Shin, so
I'm low.
The missiles are defending. Yeah, all missiles defeated, we can turn around.
He's
I don't see our targets on
He's
data
fired again,
though.
be careful.
Pontiac 1-1, Overlord, Bra, 033, 411.
Ooh, shit, what are the just popped up close?
That's me.
Fox 3, close!
Craft's
Where
locking
are
us.
you guys heading? You're heading like north, aren't you?
I know, we're about to turn around here. Yeah, let's swing it around.
Splash
Jungle,
one!
let's look east.
I got one!
Splash.
Very good.
I'm in trouble.
So what actually happened during this engagement? Well, we're going to rewind, break it down, and figure that out. We're going to skip around a little bit. I'm going to fast forward through some stuff so we don't have to see everything. But let's get to it. So right off the get-go, and it's kind of hard to tell without the tacview, which we'll break down later, but Cosmic Doubloon is flying with Warthog's Shin. They're coming in as a 2-ship against another 2-ship on the southern flank of this Gold League matchup. Now, Cosmic Doubloon, as we can see him launching here, is sorted on one bandit while Shin is sorted on another. And what we didn't see from this clip is Shin putting a Fox 3 on the other bandit. And that missile that just left was a Fox 3 fired by Cosmic Doubloon. The reason a Fox 3 is important, granted the R-77 is well out of range at this point, the opposition doesn't know it's an R-77. They have to treat it like an ER. And since it's an active missile, it is able to home in on its own. It doesn't have to be supported by the aircraft once it picks up and goes pitbull. So this here is a Fox 1 launched at a bandit at 30 to 25 kilometers. And I'm not really a fan of this missile. And the reason I'm not a fan is because the bandit is already going into a notch. And if you rewind and listen to the comms, you can actually hear Cosmic Doubloon say that the bandit was able to defeat his missile simply by being in the notch. Now, about this time, I'm making an assumption because we don't know and it wasn't expressed on comms. Cosmic Doubloon and Shin realized they're too deep and overextending past their northern 2-ship. Now, something that didn't show on this particular tracker event, and we're going to see later, is this bandit that's coming in that's going to put an ET on Cosmic Doubloon was forced over and separated from his own wingman by an AIM 54. And this is important. You shoot at bandits to try and make them make mistakes. And that's exactly what this AIM 54 did, is it forced this bandit, Break Shot, to come in here by himself and allow Cosmic Doubloon to get a good sort and eventually get the kill. This next clip, back in the cockpit and riding along with Cosmic Doubloon, takes place immediately following that kill against the 100 key up. This one, however, Cosmic Doubloon doesn't get jumped. He ends up chasing down a bandit and finds himself deep, deep, deep behind enemy lines. Let's see how it unfolds.
Did you call a Fox 3 there, Shin?
Yeah, Fox 3.
Is that on the 2 ship? Oh, that looks like that might be an ET out. Be careful.
Yeah, that's going high,
I
dude.
can't quite
I
tell
think
what
that's
the
on
hell
me.
that is. What is he doing? Any missile launches or stuff in front of us? There should be missile launches.
Ah, come on, where
I
are
see
you?
him here.
Oh, I think I just lost you. Sorry.
Yeah, you
I've
did.
lost them completely. I can't find them.
Langley, do you
Follow
see
me
anything
here.
up ahead?
Follow me here.
Yep, one of them's cold.
Yeah.
I think I'm
Langley,
going to
do you
engage
see
that guy,
stuff?
force him to run. Fox 1.
Oh, no, sorry. No, I don't.
'Cause I got no clue if that's missiles
Oh,
or
yes,
dudes in
yes,
front of us.
no.
Maybe.
I've got one guy in deck. 2,000
Yeah,
feet,
low,
2,000 feet.
below
Shin,
us.
one coming from my left, Shin. Look for the contrails coming from
Going
below.
pilot mode?
Not going close combat. Yeah.
Okay.
You see that missile coming from R9?
Yeah.
Can you get that guy?
Pontiac 1-1, Overlord.
I'm staying with the original
We're
guy.
going to-
You engage
No,
one
don't
guy in
get
deck,
it.
2,000
Don't
feet.
I'm diving
Stay
down.
with that guy, Shin. I'm still on the
Shin, that's
landing.
me.
You're around
You're
the
looking at
south or around the other way.
Okay.
There's a guy in between.
Getting
me
locked by
and the other
29,
guy.
11 o'clock, Jungley.
Fox 2 long.
Reagan? Oh, he fired on
Missile
me.
launch,
Missile
12 o'clock, Jungley.
Go
Yeah,
again.
low.
Splash.
Split S.
Splash.
Defend.
Pontiac 1-1, Overlord. Pop-up group. 3
Fox
What's behind us? Anybody see the guy low launching?
Yeah, I've got him. I'm firing on him right now.
That's one dude committed to us.
This guy's running, man. I
He's
can't
fired on me.
catch this guy.
Overlord. Bra.
Yeah, just don't.
It's fine.
Don't do anything.
Did he switch to you?
He fired!
Yeah, he's fired on me.
Turn around then, Jungley.
Pontiac 1-1, Overlord. Pop-up group.
Fuck, he fired on me.
03543.
Get an AMRAM
There's
out
two of
if
them
you
low,
can.
two of them
They
low,
only have
there's two
Fox
low.
1s.
I'm out of AMRAMs.
Shit.
Scan the area with
I've
pilot
got
lock on,
four, but I
Jungley.
need
to
Up
down.
ahead
Yeah,
now. Up ahead
I
now.
am.
Pontiac
Shit.
1-1.
Shin's down, Shin's down.
I'm down to 273s.
He's missile out.
Yeah, anything at the moment.
He's missile out.
Oh, got a lock. Who's this?
Enemy. Fire the
Enemy,
Phoenix.
yeah.
Fire, Phoenix.
Firing. Did it go? Yes,
And
it's gone.
defend.
Defending.
Do I have to get out, by the way?
Yeah, you need to leave the server.
I killed one. Fox 2! Oh, I'm in the merge. Oh, I got hit. I'm dead.
Shit. Who's that? Bert?
Up ahead. It's up ahead.
Friendly?
Friendly.
Friendly. Okay, copy.
No, it's guy and me. 110. Low.
So what happened during that engagement? Well, there were some positives and there were some negatives. But to break all that down, let's rewind it and go through it step by step. We start off here riding along again with Cosmic Doubloon, and the first thing he notices is a missile trail low. He doesn't have a missile warning, he doesn't have a radar lock warning from his RWR, so he assumes it's an ET, and he assumes correctly that it's launched on him. He defends, flares, that missile's trashed. Now, what I would have liked to see is for him to maintain situational awareness on that bandit. That bandit eventually turns cold and recommits later. However, Cosmic Doubloon and his wingman Shin double sort this cold singleton. And it could have gotten Cosmic Doubloon in a bit of trouble. Cosmic Doubloon puts a long ER out from 10 kilometers. In all honesty, that's more than likely not going to hit him. It's over 10 kilometers. The missile's going to be well out of energy by the time it gets anywhere close. but then notices the recommit from the bandit earlier. It comes in from the left. Now, the communication, if you rewind and listen, he asks his wingman to sort on him, and you can actually see him just back there, cross in front of Cosmic Doubloon's nose. So that bandit incoming from the left gets pushed off by his wingman, and it allows Cosmic Doubloon to continue to press on this cold bandit. Cosmic Doubloon is in EO, using his Erst electro-optical sensor, and puts in a long ET on this extending contact. Now, this bandit gets a little bit lucky. That ET doesn't go for the flares, but I'm going to assume it ran out of energy and wasn't able to maintain the G load needed to be able to turn with this bandit as it came across his nose. In the meantime, while Cosmic Doubloon is continuing to press this bandit and is continuing to be separated with his wingman Shin gets taken out by a close-range bandit with an ER. That leaves Cosmic Doubloon alone deep behind enemy lines. He continues to run down this bandit, but he doesn't have any long-range missiles left. And this could have been mitigated by not using that ET or that ER in situations where it really wasn't possible to get the kill. So he's limited to 73s. It's right about now that Cosmic Doubloon starts to get sorted on by an incoming bandit from the north, launches this close-range 73, and then immediately defends. We'll see the missile come across the nose here. So that missile's defeated. He takes out his bandit and then recommits on an incoming bandit, launching again. He flares early to take out or mitigate an incoming IR threat, puts a 73 out, and in all honesty, that 73 probably should have hit the bandit, but it doesn't, and because he's alone and is double sorted, he gets taken out, ending this sortie. And finally, for those that are interested, we're bringing back tacview. So here's the tacview portion of this breakdown, and we're going to break down both segments in a bit more detail and see how the battlefield was shaping up overall. So we're going to start with Segment 1. Segment 1 features Cosmic Doubloon and Shin coming out on the southern flank. In the northern area, we have Kravegar and Jungly. Now, as we come in here, Cosmic Doubloon and Shin both launch, pushing their bandits defensive. And if we look up to the north, this was the AIM 54 that I was talking about coming from Jungly. It forced Breakshot and Falcon to separate. They aren't together anymore. They're separated by around 25 kilometers. And Breakshot at this point, I'm assuming, I don't have his cockpit footage or know what their comms are like, saw Cosmic Doubloon on his MFD screen, on his data link. So you can see that he recommits here. Cosmic Doubloon, in all honesty, if you go back and rewind the footage, you can see in his cockpit footage that you can see Breakshot coming in from the north on the MFD. And he's very close for a good part of this. He's 20 kilometers out right now, and he's very, very close. Cosmic Doubloon, on the other hand, doesn't notice him on his MFD until late because he's looking out of his cockpit at incoming threats, which is perfectly fine. But if he hadn't noticed Breakshot late, Cosmic Doubloon very well could have died. So coming in here, Cosmic Doubloon, this is about the time where I was talking about, I think they were turning cold and recommitting, not wanting to overextend with their northern 2 ship. So they turn cold. He notices that he's got a close contact. Instead of continuing cold, he commits into that contact, otherwise he's going to get run down. Flares, because he doesn't have an RWR warning, so he assumes it's an ET, but in all honesty, he gets quite lucky because he's in a turn. And when you're in a bank turn like this, if it's a radar-guided missile, or if the bandit is locking you, your RWR is not going to pick it up, because your RWR, how it's situated on the aircraft, is looking out. It is not looking up or down on a fighter. In the A-10 it does, or any ground attack aircraft, but in a cap aircraft or air supremacy fighter, it's looking out, not up or down. So since he's in a bank turn, his RWR, if we're looking back, he's in a bank turn, his RWR would be looking down towards the ground or up towards the sky, because that's where his wings are facing. His top of his aircraft is actually facing towards Breakshot, so he wouldn't have known if that was a radar-guided missile. So he's lucky that Breakshot decided to put an ET on him instead of something like an ER or a 73. He's able to flare it, mitigate it, Break shot at this point is now double sorted and in so close that he's really not able to get low enough or slow enough to defend this R77 and pace for it. And that immediately brings us into the second segment. This is the ET that Cosmic Balloon calls out in the second clip that we see going in here. He defends. And looking at what Shin was doing, Shin is using a lot of 120s. So when we see him later, it's a good possibility that he could have been out of 120s and wasn't able to put a threat out on the close contact that ends up taking him out. But Cosmic Doubloon here is pressing with his wingman Shin, and in all honesty, I probably would have liked to see him maintain situational awareness on where Black Pixel was, but they both double sort on Kraut. I would have liked to see Shin continue on Kraut instead of both of them, but you know, it is what it is, and hindsight's 2020, so it is what it is. I also would have liked to see him hang on to this ER because his wingman is out in front of him. I think this is just a breakdown in communication, which can definitely happen in competitive play. So he puts this long-range ER out, and if Shin didn't have his radar on, Kraut could have very well turned into him, and Shin could have had an easy kill. But Cosmic Doubloon ends up wasting this ER, which he would have wanted later, and it's really to no effect. So here we see the missile, the ER coming in from Black Pixel. Cosmic Doubloon sees it, starts to try and defeat it using countermeasures, and calls out to his wingman, Shin, to try and engage this while Cosmic Doubloon runs down this threat. Shin turns in. That missile gets trashed because Black Pixel, for whatever reason, doesn't support it. And Shin continues on his merry way against that threat. At this point, I would have liked to see Shin come back in with Cosmic Doubloon on Kraut, but he decides that he's going to go off on his own. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what causes Shin to be out of munition. He double taps, puts two 120s out on a cold contact. That is a ways away. Those missiles are not going to have any sort of energy by the time they get anywhere close to Black Pixel. So I'm going to assume he's out of weapons at this point, gets an ER put on him from Falcon, and if he saw Falcon, even if he didn't have any 120Bs, I would have liked to see an AIM-9. AIM-9s are really hard to see, and he could have taken Falcon out at this point. He's pretty fast, 440 knots. He's low, but he's not fast enough, or he's not slow enough really to effectively notch. I would have liked to see him try, but instead he decides he's going to turn cold, but that missile is so close that he's not going to be able to get away from it and gets eaten alive, but that ER. In the meantime, Cosmic Doubloon has closed the gap with Kraut, and I think if we back up, there's the ET that he put out there, and it looks like it actually does go for those flares, so in the breakdown I was mistaken. But again, it's just a wasted missile. The Bandit is so fast that that missile's going to be out of energy by the time it reaches its target. However, Cosmic Doubloon has turned off his radar, so Kraut, if he doesn't have a perfect data link picture, doesn't know he's still back there, and begins to turn, well actually he begins to engage this two-ship that's coming in here. So it provides Cosmic Doubloon the opportunity to put a close range R-73 from 2.5 kilometers out on Kraut, who then slows down and allows that 73 to come in on him. Cosmic Doubloon then immediately defends an incoming ER. He's in a pretty good notch. I would have liked to see this be an IR missile, and Falcon could have very well taken out Cosmic Doubloon if he would have waited and used his 73 in this situation instead of an ER. But he uses an ER, allows Cosmic Doubloon to know that he's there, and then uses the CT. If this was a 77, Cosmic Doubloon probably would have died. That ET just can't turn with him, and it's mitigated by these countermeasures, which IR missiles are very easy to do in DCS. So Cosmic Doubloon sees the missile trails, is able to turn in, get him with the helmet-mounted sight, and fire a close-range 73. And this 73, in all honesty, should have killed him. It didn't go for the flares. It should have killed Falcon. And if it had a proximity fuse, or the proximity fuse would have worked, which they are simulated in DCS, that should have killed him. But it doesn't. And Falcon isn't the one that takes him out anyway. It's an ER coming from Black Pixel, and that's a close ER. And that ends Cosmic Doubloon's sortie. And with that, we are at another conclusion to The Merge episode here today. Thank you again to GrowlingSidewinder for allowing me to use his channel, and thank you again to Thrustmaster for making these videos possible. If you guys, again, don't know who Thrustmaster is or want to check out any of their gear, check out the links in the description. And that's all I got, guys. Make sure you check out SATAL live, 1400 and 1700 Zulu every Saturday. Huge matches every weekend. I'm your host, Moltar, and until next time, have a good one.